I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire for the week of October 25th to October 31st.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns. And the unicorns dance while the world burns, and the unicorns dance while the world burns, and the unicorns dance while the world burns. We haven't been able to dance because we've been on lockdown. Humans are going crazy all around. Everyone's losing their mind.
Yeah.
I was offline for a week, went online yesterday. Everyone's losing their mind. It's really heightened right now. Things have been taken up to 11.
These go to 11.
It's been at 11 for like a year. How is anyone even functioning? How is everybody's adrenals even handling 2020?
Everyone's adrenals are shot.
And we don't really have a troll in chief because we were just going to talk about how this category was devoted to like the shit show that has been our president. And now that shit show could be coming to an end. My guess is no. Some people disagree with me and most of the media and the polls. And it's been wild because I'm not sure how people are going to come down from this. I don't know how you dial it back down once you've gotten used to this kind of adrenaline all the time.
Noise, the 11 noise.
Yeah, the 11 noise. And I'm not sure people are really mentally prepared for handling whatever they don't want to happen. Most of this audience, you guys are the most prepared mentally for whatever happens tomorrow on Tuesday. It's true.
Yeah.
Because most of this audience gives zero fucks. And I think maybe you would prefer something to happen one way or another. But at the end of the day, you realize it's all bullshit and we're all slaves to the 0.01%. So it doesn't really matter who takes over because the pores aren't going to matter.
It's true.
And most of us know this deep in our hearts and don't want to confront that. And so it's easier to blame the other side for our sad state of affairs. I always tell everybody, just prepare for what you don't want to happen and then hope for the best.
Expect the best, prepare for the worst.
This is freaking human 101. I don't know why I have to explain this, but they're boarding up Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
They're shutting down and New York and Boston. It's our last dumpster fire before our city turns to ash.
And we go into a real
and we are in
bunker.
a real bunker.
A true bunker, a true undisclosed
explosions
location.
behind us.
With your friend in his armory and his generator. Yeah, it could get real in the next week or nothing will happen. I hope it's a landslide either way so that it isn't like the worst case scenario is it looks like Trump wins and then numbers trickle in the days that follow and then he doesn't win. Worst case scenario for America.
And also Biden winning the popular vote and Trump winning the electoral college again.
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
I think that'll be bad because
I mean,
it
if
just
Trump
happened
wins, there's
4
going to be
years
riots
ago.
because what the fuck? It's just it's stupid and childish and ridiculous, but we can pretty much guarantee that if Trump wins, there will be riots.
Yeah.
And my guy who delivers my bottled water also delivers it to the FBI and told me that they told him that they're preparing for riots either way, which is most police forces, which seems nonsensical. And then I remember, oh yeah, people riot when their fucking team wins a sporting event.
I know.
So people just like to riot, I guess. My only message, Team America, try to act like adults if your team loses. Take it from my tits.
An even better message.
Let the tits lead the way.
My tits implore you to behave. All right.
All right.
Good luck, America. I hope you have guns and ammo.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
It does feel like
Hang in there. I know. It's just like, hang in there, America. Come on. Come on. We're stronger than this.
No, we're not.
Aren't we?
The electorate is bunch of morons.
Leave some toilet paper for everyone else.
Yeah, it's just going to be riots and people whining and TikTok dancing.
And people losing their minds. Again, the collective nervous breakdowns are going to be real.
If Trump loses, all the people who cry in my mentions every time we say one single mean thing about him are going to fucking snap.
Uh-huh. They're going to be the ones going,
The sweet MAGA tears. Can't wait. Can't wait for those sweet MAGA. I'm going to be like, cry more, MAGA.
leading us nicely into dumpster fire for president.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Biden speaks gibberish.
I reject these options. I still reject them. That is I want everyone to know I didn't vote. I stood my ground like a good American and rejected both of these options because they're horrible.
Didn't vote for the president.
I voted down ballot. All mostly red because California. But as far as the president goes, neither one of these a-holes deserves my vote, and Joe Jorgensen is too thirsty.
True and international of a depression.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true and international of a depression.
True and international man depression.
Why is he always shouting?
He's always shouting. Grandpa, stop shouting at me. I like him less and less, actually. The more on the trail he is, because it reminds me how his brain is jello and that he's an old man who's just yelling at me for his jello.
To get off his lawn.
This is elder abuse. This is elder abuse. Poor man has dementia, maybe.
Allegedly. And then if he wins, I just worry that Kamala is really the one who's running. And this is why I don't even like these options, because he doesn't seem like he's mentally capable. And then Kamala will go wherever there's power because she's a power-hungry vacuum.
Yeah.
And stands for nothing and will just go directly to the farthest left that she can possibly go because that's where all the power is. And then they'll have the media, the Senate, the fucking presidency, and I will be in some memory hold re-education camp. Within a year. It's all scary. Everything that's happening in the world is scary right now. And then if you zoom out, because there's stuff going on outside of America too that we should be paying attention to, they're talking about putting f***ing cameras in your home or some shit so that you can get in trouble for what you're saying in your home in Scotland. Look this shit up. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
They're decapitating people in France because they're Christian, and there's a huge problem. They're protesting in front of the French embassy in London. There's a massive, basically like culture clash that's about to occur in Europe. It's bad. Everywhere, authoritarianism is creeping.
Yeah.
There are protests in Spain. There are protests in Italy, all against lockdowns. Somewhere, China is just laughing itself to sleep, watching us all basically go crazy in the free. The West is dying. The whole entire free West, as we know it, is collapsing. And then in response to people pushing back against their loss of rights and freedom, governments are behaving more authoritarian and like China. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
You have a right to be terrified. You have a right. We can still laugh, and boy, the nihilism is deep in me today.
Yeah.
People are afraid. People are easily manipulated when they're afraid. Nobody wants to say anything. They're afraid of getting canceled. I'm not exactly sure what to do about it other than just keep speaking freely as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can do to be funny is wear...
Dress up like a unicorn. That's pretty funny.
Get wrecked, China. And then there was a freaking earthquake in Turkey. There's a typhoon in the Philippines. They're evacuating people. It feels a little bit Rapture-y.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does have some Rapture vibes.
Yep.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
We got to Z's in terms of hurricanes this year.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
We'll do our best to
We'll
keep
do
it
our
light.
best. You
Light
might be
and-
running from mobs demanding you come outside and renounce your whiteness in a week, but we'll keep it light.
We've got this person doing the Joe Biden dance.
Joe
Joe Biden, he's a man who takes a stand for the family.
That's a horrible dance.
It's a terrible dance. At least give me a good dance.
Please don't make me vote for Joe Biden.
There's nothing worse than a white girl with a complete lack of self-awareness I'm glad you guys got that joke. Sam's just got her eyes closed in her head, man, like, just a white girl doing some dorky things, trying to get attention
On the YouTube.
on the YouTubes.
And then Amy Coney Barrett confirmed to the Supreme Court, giving conservatives a 6-3 majority. And Mitch McConnell says he's sure Hillary Clinton was grateful the Senate confirmed ACB on her birthday.
I mean, Mitch McConnell trolling Hillary still. She already lost. She has no shame in a podcast. And now he's just trolling her.
It was a wonderful birthday present for Hillary Clinton to confirm Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court Monday night on her birthday.
I applaud Mitch McConnell's ruthlessness, though. I do kind of respect it.
Because he's a lizard.
I don't expect much from lizards, though. They're cold-blooded.
Yep. Yep.
He should be ruthless. And I wonder how his hands are doing this week. Have they figured out what's wrong with him yet?
Has he molted his skin?
Scaly. Jergens.
Don't lizards molt or shed their skin just like snakes? Some of them do.
Go for Jergens.
We are ruled by lizard people.
And then we have Parade of Morons. This poor woman cracking at ACB's nomination.
Amy Coney Barrett was just confirmed to the Supreme Court. So, all those times I said I was queer, oh my God, you guys, that was so funny. And this necklace, a total joke. Oh my God, I was just kidding.
Oh, God. I knew so many people like this in Portland. Everyone I knew up on the farm was some version of this. Wiccan, queer person losing their mind. There are going to be a lot of meltdowns in the coming week. So brace yourself. And stop being funny. I can't even laugh at these anymore. It's just sad. It's just a sad state. My therapist, when we were getting off the phone, off of our weekly FaceTime, she said, stay safe and pray for America. It's like, that seems ominous at the end of a therapy session. But she's right. What's next?
Then we have California. Emperor Gavin Newsom launches his Thanksgiving Day rules. These were ridiculous.
I'm shocked he's even allowing us to have this patriarchal colonial holiday that celebrates the genocide of millions. That seems surprising to me. Seems like something he would have shut down. In the true spirit of anti-racism, we are canceling Thanksgiving completely.
Must be held outside. Guests may use bathroom inside if sanitized. Masks on while not eating. Singing strongly discouraged.
Who the sings on Thanksgiving?
Max of 2 hours together. 6 feet mandated in all directions between all at table and otherwise.
Are there Thanksgiving songs I don't know about? Thanksgiving carols?
And I don't understand the max of 2 hours together. It's like, I won't get coronavirus as long as it's under 2 hours we spend together. What the hell?
This is just more and more government overreach, and it makes me enraged because it's people, they are trying to come into our homes and tell us what to do in our homes. This is insane.
What are they going to, are they going to like come up and be like, oh, well, you've got 10 cards in front of your house.
Yeah, what are they going to knock on the door? It's that
we brought our measuring tape.
People should be marching in the streets against this. They should be.
Yeah.
Gavin
sit with
Newsom
us.
needs to go. I can't snap.
That was like a dream of the 90s right there.
I'm your pixie dream girl of the 90s. I come from Gen X to tell you.
I have traveled through time.
I've traveled through time in my life of just aging to tell you. LOL, nothing matters.
To bring you a message of wisdom from the 90s.
And that message is whatever.
Proof we're living in a simulation. Kanye got Kim a hologram message from her dad for her birthday.
Kanye. I admire his ego. He's got some real self-confidence because it takes an enormous amount of ego to have your hologram dead father-in-law say that you're a genius in the birthday message for your wife.
You married the most genius man in the whole world, Kanye West.
Wow.
Yeah, That's some Trump level ego he's
I
got going on
guarantee
there.
he only did that hologram because he wanted her dead dad to say that he was a genius. It's like, yeah, sure, it's your birthday and you're 40 and I miss you, but also your husband is a genius.
New hypothesis argues the universe simulates itself into existence.
Just say God is real, you fucking atheists. Jesus. What does that even mean? Every single generation has a term for the thing, the great sky master, the wizard of all time.
I thought you were going to say the Wizard of Oz.
The Great Sky Master.
I like that one. Can we go back to using that one?
Well, I prayed to the Great Sky Master and I asked him.
I prefer to know, my God's name is Murray. He's just a regular guy who sits at a bar and is pretty wise. Now it's the simulation. I feel like that's what everybody tries to use to explain the unexplainable.
The thing behind why we're all here.
Yeah. The Matrix.
The universe. The Great Sky Master.
I like that one.
The Great Sky Master is what created unicorns. That's what I was told.
You're like, this is some unicorn mythology right now. Then we have computer-generated influencers are replacing real ones. They are cheaper to work with than humans in the long term, are 100% controllable, can appear in many places at once, and most importantly, they never age or die. Christopher Travers, the founder of virtualhumans.org.
Well, I guess we know who the first human to be murdered by a sex robot slave that he has in his basement is going to be Mr. Travers. That's terrifying.
It sounds like he's going to keep an army of
I
sex
love
slave
that these
robots.
are like all pluses for him. Like they're completely controllable.
Uh-huh.
They can be in multiple places at once. They never age or die. It's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Ugh. Everything is so weird. We live in a fucking science fiction dystopian novel. And it's like dumber and more ridiculous than anything anyone ever wrote.
Right.
It's like no one ever wrote a parody of a science fiction reality.
And that's what we're living.
A parody of a science fiction dystopian reality. That's what we're living in. It's like terrifying and ridiculous and absurd. I choose to focus on the absurd.
Get wrecked, big tech. Jack's big surprise at his Capitol Hill appearance.
This looks like Jebediah when he came back from Rumspringa. They made him take out the nose ring first thing. They were like, Jebediah, take out that nose ring.
Like, this really defines me, guys.
He's like, I started this platform, guys, and it's going to unite everyone and create peace and harmony. You're destroying America, Jack. You're destroying America. I don't even know what he said on Capitol Hill because everybody was just dunking on him for his beard.
Focused on his appearance.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the last guy who took down America did look like this. Touch my bells and buttons. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Oh, boy.
Try and edit around that, ladies.
Capitalism always wins. Show us to your mug. It's a nice looking mug. Capitalism always wins, folks. Elon, aka Bridget's nemesis, says that SpaceX will make its own laws on Mars and not recognize international laws.
Who cares? This is the weirdest thing to get mad about. Yeah. You know what the golden rule is, guys? Especially in capitalism always wins. He who has the gold makes the rules. Everybody knows this. If you can build a rocket and get your ass to Mars, then you can make the rules up there too. I don't have any problem with this. Who's going to stop him?
No one. That's the problem.
This is why he's my nemesis, though, because he's unstoppable.
So you oddly admire and respect him and yet also declare him your nemesis.
He is my nemesis. And he will go down. I mean, it's such a weird theoretical thing to get mad about. You want to build a rocket and go to Mars and colonize it? You can make the laws in Mars. Well, okay, try and stop him. He's probably from Mars. He's just trying to return home.
Cool science shit. At just 19 years old, Alyssa Carson has started astronaut training to be the first person to walk on Mars in 2033. She's the youngest person to graduate from the Advanced Space Academy and the only person in the world to have completed every NASA space camp.
What
Nerd
a nerd.
alert. Nerd alert. She's going to be the president of Mars. That's what she's...
Serving under Emperor
That's
Musk.
the long game. Yes. She will be Emperor Musk's chief advisor. Emperor Musk.
Just sounds so dirty.
It does. Sounds like Emperor Musk could get down with me in this costume.
Oh yeah, Emperor Musk would be all over that
He's
costume.
sending you to Mars.
I'll be your bunker girl on Mars, Emperor Musk.
There's water on the moon. More water than scientists thought there was.
Well, that's good. We can harvest the moon for water when we run out here in California. This is also the plot of The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, the Phetasy book club book. The only reason the story's in here is so I can tell you to join our club, Phetasy.com. We have a book club there too, and we're reading The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. And it's super good. I've never read it. Everybody loves it who's already read it before me. I would love more of you to join us and talk science fiction and be nerds. Because as much as we mock the nerd children, those nerd STEM chicks, we do respect them.
Next, everything is racist. Disney adds warnings for racist content to Peter Pan, Dumbo, and other classic films.
This is the one instance where everything, in fact, is pretty racist.
Yes. There's a lot of racism going on.
I mean, it's Walt Disney.
Uh-huh.
You can't really expect much from him. And it's also a good example of how capitalism always wins, because instead of taking down all of these racist cartoons, they are just adding a warning and using it as a point for jumping off and discussing. But really, they just want to make that sweet, sweet coin off their intellectual property. Hallelujah, Disney. They don't give a shit.
We can understand that.
We can. We don't give a shit either.
All right, never woke enough. If you want to see less racism and sexism in classical music, then stop calling Beethoven by his last name.
Okay. Rihanna, Beyonce, Oprah, Madonna, Ellen. I could probably go on and on. There's tons of women who go by their first names. This is how we know you're at the top of your field. It's one of the ways we know.
Mhm.
Jordan. This happens all the time. You're great at something. You don't need two names anymore.
Yep, it's true. If
Full
you're the
naming
best.
is for pores, rejects, and people who aren't the top of their field.
I know, and they're calling it full naming.
Full
Come
naming.
on.
I would demand that you stop full naming me. I am Phetasy now. I have merged one with my brand.
BDE award. Woman allegedly impersonated prosecutor dropped charges against herself.
Bold move. I love this woman. How did she even come up with this idea?
She's a stalker.
Tell us more about your stalking skills, Sam.
Sam understands the craftiness of stalkers.
I feel like Sam understands the psyche of a stalker a little too well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sam could work for the CIA with her stalker skills.
I could. I am pretty good.
So never cross Sam, people, because she will find
But
you.
Did I find you?
This is your theory about why she figured out how to like come up with this way to get herself out.
Look at her.
She does look crafty. I love in her mugshot. She's like sneering.
She's grinning.
Yeah,
She's
right?
grinning like a shit-eating grin. I really love
I
this
got
lady.
you.
Yeah.
Does take balls. I mean, she's in even more trouble than she was before. So maybe not the brightest BDE award on the planet, but
But that's some big
still
balls.
got some big balls.
Yeah. All right, and then we have the RIP award. Sir Sean Connery dies at 90 years old.
Oh, that was a heartbreaker this morning. I was shocked to find out he was 90. I don't know why.
I had no idea. He
I
was
just
90.
thought he would live forever.
No, it's
Sean
weird.
Connery. You are my favorite Michael Bay movie.
Welcome to The Rock.
I just watched The Rock and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in the last 2 weeks.
The Rock. God, that was a great
Welcome
movie.
to the Rock.
Yep.
Also, yeah, Indy. That was a great
That's
one,
my
too.
favorite indie.
And who's gonna come to save you, Junior? I told you!
He was my favorite Bond.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
I
was
think
the
he's
greatest
everyone's
Bond.
favorite Bond. The original. Nothing beats the original.
Bond. James Bond.
R.I.P. Sir Connery. Thank you for your entertainment and your handsome, devilish looks and your accent that's so dreamy. May you rest in peace and enjoy your time with the great Sky Master.
Then what is happening? Oregon's Public Health Authority had their MD dress up like a clown and announce COVID deaths.
Baskets really went off the rails this season.
As of today, there have been 38,160 cases of COVID-19 in Oregon, with 390 new cases being reported today. Sadly, we are also reporting 3 deaths today.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea. I understand dressing up. She's a pediatrician. She dressed up. She wanted to tell people how to be safe on Halloween. But when you start getting to the point of talking about, COVID deaths and you're in clown makeup, people aren't really going to take you that seriously. Who would take anyone dressed up like, for instance, a unicorn seriously? You shouldn't take anyone in costume seriously. This is just a fact.
Then, in Sprain My Eyes, Emily Ratajkowski is super woke and annoying in her pregnancy announcement.
I sprained my eyes so many times in reading this article that I actually broke them. Only hot chicks get away with being this annoying. Like
That's
super
true.
hot chicks.
It's true.
She gets away with it because she's so hot. And her husband says that we're pregnant.
Oh, God.
Guys, come here. Never say we're pregnant unless you want to look like a bitch ass pussy. This is a public service announcement. If you would like to maintain your balls on your person and not hand them over in a purse to your wife, never say we're pregnant.
I couldn't even get past the first paragraph of the article because then my eyes got stuck in the back of my head. It was just like, people say, what do you want for your gender of your child? And it's like, well, when it's 18, it'll let us know. It's like, okay.
She's so woke, her brain is broken. She hit every single woke trope in this article that she wrote. Stay in your lane, Emily. Leave the writing to the serious folks.
Then the patriarchy is so crafty. Jessica Yaniv is at it again. This time they are suing a beauty pageant they got kicked out of.
Okay. Alternate headline. Ugly person with penis and testicles not allowed to partake in a beauty pageant. In order to be in a beauty pageant, you have to be beautiful first. This is the thing. Again, don't care. If you want to be a lady or a dude, don't care. You don't get to just transition or call yourself a lady and also get hot privilege. No. You actually have to be hot.
This is where Bridget draws the line.
This is where I draw the line. There's a transgender woman on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and she was hot.
I feel like Jessica Yaniv is just doing it to try and be not allowed to so that they can sue.
Yeah, they're always trying to sue.
Yeah.
Well, and in the article, too, it said that the beauty pageant said that they allow biological women and transgendered women who have fully transitioned.
What is it? She was suing for $10,000 for damages to injury to her dignity and feelings. Their dignity and feelings. I want to sue for injury to my dignity and my feelings for all the nasty things you people have said about me online. I see them. Who do I sue? Huh?
Jack.
I'm going to sue Jebediah Jack for injury to my dignity and feelings. Can't you see how dignified I am?
She takes her dignity very seriously.
I take my dignity extremely seriously and my feelings.
Girl Scouts delete a social media post congratulating Amy Coney Barrett on her Supreme Court seat after angry backlash.
This is enraging because there's a whole population of women who get erased. And it's generally the women who don't agree with the approved message. And so I understand why they felt the need to take it down because they said it seemed like it was partisan, but that's bullshit Because if the person was somebody who was a left-leaning judge or somebody who the Democrats had elected, there would be no outcry about how it seemed partisan, which is my gripe with this reason that they took it down. It's not. It's because she's a conservative judge. If you're a conservative woman, if you're pro-life, if you're a black woman who agrees with, who's a Trump voter, anyone who doesn't really agree with the approved message, women in particular, if you're somebody who agrees with J.K. Rowling, you don't exist. And this is how the patriarchy is so crafty, because women should be supporting women having all kinds of different opinions. Men can do whatever the fuck they want and think whatever the fuck they want. And they can argue with each other and have intelligent discussions about how they don't agree with one another. And I think that women should be allowed that too, instead of just saying none of these women matter, goodbye.
Right.
Erase them.
Right.
Yep.
All women matter.
Dumpster diving.
I'm licking my hooves.
Okay.
She's calling.
She's gone full furry or whatever it is. And I don't think unicorns lick their hooves.
They do now. What's next in the dumpster?
There's a lot of boob
That was
jiggle
some
in there.
good cleavage jiggling. Man busted with 16 bags of heroin under his face mask.
Apparently this is happening a lot, and frankly, I don't blame them. If I had drugs, that's exactly where I'd hide them. And even taking one look at this picture, there's a freaking Nokia burner phone. It's bright blue. That's the first sign that this guy is a drug dealer. All he has is cash and a Nokia phone and a freaking mask filled with heroin. I can get behind this. I don't see the problem here, folks.
And then a New York City man fell 15 feet into a pit of rats when a sidewalk sinkhole opened under him.
Sinkholes. I mean, 2020 is just the gift that keeps on giving. This is the origin story of Ratman. Maybe Ratman will save us.
How? How will Ratman save us?
Ratman will come and he will eat all of the morons.
And then once the entire human population has been wiped out...
The rats will ascend to their throne.
Ah, okay. So this is not really a story of humanity's triumph.
No, it's more of a story of saving Earth through the use of rats. I don't know why Greta didn't come up with this idea.
Patented by Phetasy.com. Costco drops coconut milk amid allegations of brand's forced monkey labor.
Someone at Costco watched our in-depth report on forced monkey labor.
Yeah, we covered that a couple months ago.
Dumpster fire makes a difference. You heard it here first. What about the Uyghurs? Huh? We've freed the monkeys from chains, and next we will free the Uyghurs. Get wrecked, China! If you don't know what the Uyghurs are, you should look it up and get yourself educated and stop supporting Chinese slave labor.
Breaking Bridget. Kim Kardashian's 40th birthday.
Someday historians will look back and see that the year Keeping Up with the Kardashians came out was the beginning of the end of our society. The downfall of humanity began when Keeping Up with the Kardashians began.
After 2 weeks of multiple health screens and asking everyone to quarantine, I surprised my closest inner circle with a trip to a private island where we could pretend things were normal for just a brief moment in time.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kim.
We danced, rode bikes, swam near whales, kayaked, watched a movie on the beach, and so much more. I realize that for most people, this is something that is so far out of reach right now. So in moments like these, I am humbly reminded of how privileged my life is.
I hope Kim knows sign language because clearly she's tone deaf. Read the fucking room, Kim. I haven't been home in a year and a half. People haven't seen their loved ones. People lost loved ones and had to say goodbye to them on a fucking iPad. And you're tweeting about how you dance. Nobody's danced. Nobody's danced since March, Kim Kardashian.
They're dancing.
And you're out there prancing around in your little bikini with your wax for JJ, acting like nothing's going on, laughing in our faces. laughing at all the people who spend money on you and make you rich, and you're fucking morons too. People who buy her lipstick and her Spanx ripoffs, and anybody who supports this trash. She only cares about herself and her money, and she doesn't care about any of us. She doesn't care about how privileged she is. She's grateful. She's glad she can tell us all to eat our McRib and shove it. While we all fucking die down here, she's laughing and prancing around on a private island.
Dancing with whales.
Dancing with whales. Stop giving her money. Stop giving her money. Just stop. I blame her for everything.
And then, after her little Twitter thing that everyone got so offended about, she posted her basically a rebuttal video.
And I'm feeling good.
The fact that we made the Kardashians some of the richest people in the world is the fact that I know Trump is going to win again, and it's the end of the Western civilization. So don't say that I didn't warn you, because the electorate is a bunch of fucking morons who make this dumbass rich.
Instead of making you rich.
They should make me rich, because I'm going to run for president and take away all the power of the presidency and give all my money to the middle class.
Yeah.
Ooh, big words.
Phetasy 2020.
That's right. That's my platform. Eat the rich. I become more. Every time I see Kim Kardashian, I'm like the fucking driver in Parasite. Driving while she's just in the back on her way to her island.
Birds flying high, you know how.
I'm gonna go fucking psycho.
The internet is glorious.
What is it? What do you smell? Man flesh.
Oh my God, gosh darn it.
They've picked up our trail.
Gosh.
So I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath in, I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on?
Okay, Peter, we don't have much time.
What do you mean?
Age is coming. It's the coming of age.
What does that mean, coming of age? Age is always here.
Yeah, well, age is coming a lot quicker than we thought. I mean, look at your shoes. It's happening right now.
What are you talking about? I'm wearing my sneakers.
Great videos.
Great internet is glorious videos out there.
Future Wes Anderson.
So funny.
Phetasy News.
Walk-ins Welcome with Corey DeAngelis. We talk about school choice. It's a fascinating conversation. Everybody should listen to it. Subscribe to us wherever you can subscribe to podcasts. My column for Spectator magazine is currently online. It's about facing uncertainty in these unprecedented times. You can subscribe to Spectator and use the promo code WALKIN to get a discount. If you love us and don't want to subscribe to Phetasy.com, where you can get the unedited version of this show every single week before the edited version drops on Monday, things are normal just for 1 second. It's amazing. You get the unedited version of Dumpster Fire. You also get workouts. We have a book club. We have Zoom calls. It's super fun and loving and warm and interesting, and I just love it. I've been spending most of my time there because it's the only place online I can stand. We have tons of new merch on BridgetPhetasy.com, so if you want some new merch, get on in there and buy it. Christmas is coming, and we got socks. We also have beanies. It's cold. We put some sweatshirts up. Support the cause. Rock your love of this unknown brand. Thank you very much to Better Phetasy for all the research. Follow Better Phetasy on Twitter and check out their hilarity. Thank you to our patrons and supporters and our subscribers. Thank you, Zen Pro Audio, for the juicy mic. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends. You know, somebody said to me the other day that they tell their friends to watch us when their friends feel crazy. And I really appreciate that compliment because that's really what we're trying to do here. We're not really making that much money. We're not really doing this for any other reason other than to keep ourselves sane in insane times. And if that is something that you can appreciate, well, we are extremely happy to hear that. If you have any suggestions for the show, please send them to weeklydumpsterfire@gmail.com. Thank you, Sammy Flaps and Folds, for all of your hard work. Follow Sam on Instagram and Twitter. She's hilarious and also very into the fall season and pumpkin spice lattes. And follow Maggie. She's only available at Phetasy.com. She's not on the socials because she's the smartest one of all of us.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome.
Thank you for dressing up like a unicorn and dancing like a monkey.
This has been your dumpster fire for the week of October 25th to October 31st. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich. I'm such a whore.